What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Unworthy Motors. Today we got a banger for y'all. Spoiler alert. We're down here, of course, at EuroMpire, taking the day off. We're going to be spending the entire day here doing a little bit of a different modification on the car. You guys are not going to like it, just as a warning, but we're going to be taking the trunk off, and I have another trunk inside my trunk. If there's any guesses, put them down in the comments right now on what you think I'm going to be doing. If you guessed carbon fiber trunk, you would absolutely and positively be wrong. We are actually going to be doing a very juicy GTS style carbon fiber wing on the M4 today. And I know that a lot of you are going to absolutely hate it. And that's okay. You're supposed to do what you want to your car. I'm going to do what I want to my car. It's all about doing what you want to do, not what everybody else wants. So I think it's going to look absolutely sick. I hope a few of you like it, but if you don't, like I said, that's okay. But one of the lucky things is the donor trunk that I actually got for this, because I don't want to drill into my OEM trunk that has matching VIN numbers. The trunk that I got for this is actually already Yas Marina blue. I got it off a buddy here in Charlotte, talked him into selling it to me, and that saves me a lot, because of course I don't have to go get it repainted to match the car. And then on top of that, the wing I actually got used off of a buddy of mine that's here in Charlotte as well. So very lightly used, and the wing actually came with silver risers, had those powder coated in satin black to match the wheels and the other accent. So it's all coming together. It's gonna look absolutely sick. And I had my buddy Mark, he did the paint correction. He did the PPF on the wing to protect against any future rock chips, and then also ceramic coated on top of that. So once the wing is on, we're gonna have the trunk then paint corrected and ceramic coated as well, tying in everything, and everything's gonna be cleaned up and looking absolutely perfect. So today we're going to be mocking everything up, getting the holes drilled, and hopefully getting the whole thing finished with the install. We are going to be building some custom fabricated reinforcement plates to make sure that the wing is fully secured onto the trunk as well. All of that being done here at EuroMpire. They're doing all the work with me and helping me through the whole process. If you guys need anything, make sure you always come check out EuroMpire here in Monroe, North Carolina. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started, set up the camera. Probably gonna do a time lapse for a lot of this, but we're gonna start taking the old trunk off, getting the new trunk on, and getting today's started. All right, the old trunk is now off. We're over here with the new replacement trunk, already in Yas Marina blue, of course. Mark's getting it all wiped down and cleaned up before we get it fitted onto the car for the taillights. I did already put a new black M4 badge on here. I do have the black line roundels to go on here as well to match the ones that I already previously had on the car. But this trunk is overall in pretty good condition. As you can see, there's no real major damage or anything, but there's definitely some minor surface scratches in here. So they'll all get polished out and everything, and this thing will come back looking brand new. All right, we got the new trunk put on there. It's been paint corrected, and we're now working on mocking up the actual wing. We're gonna get the risers mounted on top of the carbon wing, which has also been paint corrected and has PPF on it. And then after that, we'll start working on actually drilling the holes. Here's the risers that I went with. Like I said, I had them done in satin black to match our wheels. So these are gonna look great. The wing looks awesome, covered in fingerprints, but it is going to look sweet. Okay, checking in. So holes are drilled. That was scary. Holes are drilled. We've got it fully lined up. That definitely took a minute to make sure that we got it perfectly in the right spot. Ideally, I wanted to look at an actual GTS and measure everything up to make sure I put it perfectly how it is from OEM, from factory on the M4 GTS. And we got it close from the information that I could find, pictures, engaging everything. We think we got it lined up pretty good. Matt, of course, did the drilling because that just would have absolutely stressed me out. But right now we're fabricating some reinforcement plates to go on the underside. So I'll show you guys what the underside looks like. So inside the trunk, we've got our holes right here and holes right there. Mark's working on our reinforcement plates now that are gonna go in here. And then those should hold on the wing for some extra security, but it is coming along. It's another beautiful day here in the Carolinas, and I'm here to show you guys the final product of this unbelievable, aggressive setup. Now we have this thing. I can't stop looking at it. It just looks so aggressive. It looks so good. Now I know what you guys are saying. You guys are saying,
it's so ugly, you ruined the car.
it's okay. Y'all can feel that way. I totally get you guys can dress up your M4 however you want. But this is the dream that I had envisioned for this car, this look. And you know, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know I've talked about kind of how I have plans for this car. I have it in kind of versions. And I would say this is completed version 1. This is version 1 of its aggressiveness, especially on an exterior standpoint, how I wanted the car to end up. And I'm in love with it. I tell you, the wing for me, and I know this is not the case for the majority of people, it adds so much to the car's presence, in my opinion. And I didn't want anything crazy aftermarket. I didn't want a big old gooseneck. I didn't want anything obnoxious. I wanted something that was close to OEM with a little bit of spice. So if you're not familiar, this is the GTS style wing that comes on the M4 GTS, but I do have a little bit taller of risers on there. And I did have those done in satin black to match everything, to make sure that the hardware all went with the theme of the car, which for me is kind of a gloss and satin black mix with a lot of my accents. And it's exactly what I wanted. I couldn't be happier. Best Damn Powder Coating did everything for me from the powder coating standpoint, and everything came out perfect. EuroMpire did an amazing job with the install. We worked together and did that, and I cannot thank them enough for helping me along that process. Switching over the trunks and the hardware and the wiring, we did have to custom make a few pieces for it, so I am definitely and utterly grateful for the work that they put in and helped me out with that. I can't thank them enough for the help that they do on this build. If you guys are in the Charlotte or extending area, make sure you guys go check out EuroMpire. Now, as I mentioned previously, one of the reasons why I was very comfortable drilling and doing the actual install for this trunk is I did actually get a donor trunk from a buddy who has a Yas Marina Blue M4. Already was in the right color, the trunk was in great condition, and I was able to get it for a really good deal. So that way I'm able to keep the trunk that has the matching VIN number safe with no drill holes in it, and I'm able to actually put that back on the car when I sell it, so that if somebody does want the M4 in the future when I do sell it, they will be able to have the original trunk in perfect condition. Because I get it, the wing is not everyone's cup of tea. For me, it's what I want, but I know that for somebody else, it's in most cases not gonna be. So that's why I did it that way, and it ended up the stars just aligned that I was able to get that trunk. And I had another friend that was actually selling the wing all at the same time, and it ended up just working out that it was gonna be a good deal to grab both. And I couldn't be happier with the way that it turned out. So I hope you guys maybe understand a little bit and are okay with it a little bit more, knowing that I have the original trunk and I did not drill into that one. so that we can return it completely back to undamaged stock with no holes if we so choose. And I will say the back end of this car was always for me a weak point, because if you guys have followed along this modification journey, you know that I did a ton of upgrades in the front. I did a carbon fiber lip, the GTS hood, all of the black accents, and then of course had everything paint corrected. And you guys know that the front of the car has looked extremely aggressive, the GTS hood doing the majority of that work for us. And the back end was always something that, that lacked. It didn't have everything that it needed. And once I was able to add the diffuser, which you guys saw in one of my past videos, is extremely aggressive without sacrificing clearance on the bottom side. And then adding the wing, and then hopefully I'm gonna do some GTS taillights or some LCI taillights as a little bit of an upgrade to polish up the back end. But the back end looks so much better than it did before, and I'm really happy that the whole exterior of the car is really starting to round off from an aesthetic standpoint. I have been driving the crap out of this car the last actually about 3 weeks now, and I have not even washed it. I've just been driving the crap out of it. So don't pay attention to how dirty it is. It is absolutely filthy right now. But I did want to briefly touch on from a cost standpoint. As you guys know, everything I do on this channel, I try to do it on a budget. I try to prove to you guys that you don't have to have thousands of dollars to be able to modify these cars, maintain them, and even make the purchase on them when you're looking for deals and trying to find the best way to go about this from an affordability standpoint. So I want to briefly touch base on what the cost of everything was. I'm not going to give any super specifics, but just from an overall totals. So if you were to go onto, say, eBay, or just in general try to find a OEM trunk that is in the right color already, let's assume you don't have to have it painted, and you want to find one that is in near perfect condition, meaning no dents, no serious scratches, and any type of swirls can be removed from just a simple paint correction. So basically the trunk is able to look almost brand new and is already the right color. You're looking at spending, from what I saw, roughly $1,000 on average probably to find one that was already in great shape and needed no work. And the wing is from RW Carbon, which goes for about $1,750 for this wing, regardless of the end plates, regardless of the risers that you choose. You're looking at about $1,700 to $1,800 for this wing, which is a bit pricey. So I will tell you the total, if you were to buy everything brand new, you're looking at about $2,800 on average that you're going to be looking to pay for this setup. I will say for me, I actually paid around $1,400 for everything. So I got a amazing deal on this stuff. So just to go to show you, if you look around and you're patient, sometimes this stuff can really just fall into your lap. They both had the two pieces of the puzzle that I needed for this. So I was able to do this at an absolutely amazing price compared to buying everything brand new. And the best part is the trunk itself, no damage. I was able to really basically have it paint corrected, and there's just a few little tiny spots where there may have been a paint chip or a tiny little scratch that went through the paint that we weren't able to fix. But overall, this is the donor trunk, so I'm not going to beat it up. I didn't have to have it repainted, and it's about 98%. So I'm totally happy with that. The wing was actually only on my buddy's car for only a few months. I think he said it was 4 or 5 months total. So the wing itself was also in immaculate shape because it was barely even on the car. It was almost brand new. So I was able to get a lot of this at a really good deal. It was a great opportunity. The only other thing I was gonna note, which was kind of enjoyable for me, is I did replace all of the hardware on the wing with black hardware. I also went and got, of course, rubber washers to go underneath the bolt head so that there was not bolt on carbon directly. That was a little satisfying to do. My buddy Thick Whips does make custom end plates for these wings, which I may end up doing in the future. Shout out to him for all the work that he's doing. He does some awesome stuff with American Panda Designs. Besides that, guys, I'm not going to talk your ear off. That's pretty much it. I've got all these videos and everything that I've dropped in here, hopefully to show you guys the overall outlook of how this wing looks and how unbelievably aggressive it makes the car. I'm sorry if you guys don't like it. It is exactly what I was going for, which is why, of course, I did it. And I hope it rubs off on you guys because I mean, just look at it. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to go down and smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for some future content. We have some spicy stuff coming. Other than that, I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video.